Are you feeling just a little bit stuck, or are you trying to set a New Year's resolution to stand out? Hi there, I'm Scott Feiss here at IAAPA headquarters in Orlando, Florida, and we are so excited that you're joining us for a preview of IAAPA FEC Summit 2025. And there's one guy who can answer that question if you're looking to set yourself apart. It's this guy right here, Gerry O'Brion. Gerry is a retired executive who has some magic when it comes to unlocking brand potential and allowing businesses to stand out. Gerry, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. You have quite the resume, my friend. Not only are you a retired executive who grew billion-dollar brands at Procter & Gamble, Coors, and Red Robin, you're now a professional keynote speaker who's delivering your Because framework at IAAPA FEC Summit 2025 in New Orleans. And we are so excited to have you. So first, tell me, Gerry, what is this framework that you talk about when it comes to using the word, well, because?
Well, I, as you mentioned, spent my career doing marketing for billion-dollar brands. And 15 years ago, I said, you know what? Companies of all sizes can do the same things that billion-dollar brands do, even if they don't have a big budget, no matter who they're competing in, no matter what industry they're in. I need to show them the framework that we use on billion-dollar brands so other kinds of businesses can put it to work. And over the last 15 years, as I've honed the framework, one word kept coming up over and over and over when I would finish my keynotes. And they're like, Gerry, I was with you through the framework. You got to part 4 of the framework, your because, and the light bulb went on for me. Now I see what we can do to put your ideas into action. And so the audience will learn all about this at the conference, but the culmination of my framework is this idea of you should buy from us versus all those other competitors out there because, and what we find is that for a lot of business owners, and not just in the entertainment space, across every industry you can think of, we're really good at making promises. Oh, come to our place and your family is going to feel love and togetherness. And everyone else says the same thing. We're good at making promises. What we're not good at is finishing that sentence of influence to say, you're going to feel love and togetherness at our place because, and what makes your because, your proof different from what anyone else says in your industry? And so that's what we'll talk about at the conference.
Something that is so powerful is just putting a period on the end of that sentence and completing the beginning of that thought. So let's talk about family entertainment centers, location-based entertainment, bowling alleys, movie theaters. That's who comes to IAAPA FEC Summit 2025. The owners, the operators, those who work inside of these facilities. What do they have to gain from all of your insight that you'll provide?
Oh, when I heard about this conference in the very beginning, I said, these are my people. And
Nice.
the reason is because I work with smaller, mid-size, all sorts of competitors that work in really crowded, competitive, sometimes, and we don't like to think about this, sometimes commoditized markets.
Sure.
You know, we think we're so different, but from the outsider's perspective, from the perspective of the people that give us their money, we might seem kind of the same as a lot of different options that do what we do. So you're my people. I work in industries where it's crowded, competitive, and you need to stand out, not just from other people that are your size, but other big competitors, national competitors, franchise competitors, and the other up and down the street competitors. And you need to generate the reason why a family is going to give you their dollars versus someone else. And so that is exactly what my framework is designed to do. And we're going to have a great time talking about how to do it in your business and how to put it to work. You know, a lot of times people come to conferences and they're like, that speaker was great. Well, what are you going to do about it? Well, you know, it was great.
Yeah.
I will come up with the folks with actionable, implementable things that you can actually do when you go home and go back to the office. And I will, or back to the entertainment center in your case, and something that you can take back to your team to help your teams be more effective, because it's not complicated, but it's going to have the light bulb go on and go, oh, this is something we need to dig into this. I want to bring this to my team and have them help me think through this.
What are some of the biggest challenges that the marketplace is facing in 2025?
Well, I mean, obviously, especially in the entertainment space where you guys live. I mean, we hear it all the time. We've been hearing it for a long time. Hiring. How do I hire not just anybody? How do I not just hire a body? How do I hire someone good? And then how do I retain those people? And my framework is a framework of influence. How do you influence? A lot of times it's how do you influence someone to buy from you? But how do you also influence an employee to work for you? How do you influence an employee to stay with you? How do you influence the best employees to work for you? And so one of the biggest challenges right now across many industries is hiring and retention. But if you think about the framework, it's the same thing. The same framework that you use to get a customer to buy is the framework that you use to get an employee to work for you. So we will cover all that, and you'll be able to use the framework. I mean, I talk in my book, hey, you might just want to get your kids to put the dishes in the dishwasher. The framework works the same, regardless of who you're trying to influence.
And let's talk a little bit about that influence. So we'll be spanning, it sounds like, a very broad spectrum, whether it is influencing maybe frontline staff to stay with you, to have that retention when it comes to those on the front line serving your guests, all the way to pulling more guests across the threshold and then repeating their visit at your facility.
Absolutely. And that when I was at Red Robin, we were in the entertainment space, differently than what you do. But every time a guest comes into that restaurant, you got to deliver on the front lines. You got to be entertaining. You got to deliver a great product that gets made right there on the spot. And your frontline staff has to deliver it. And so regardless of who you're trying to influence, one of the great parts about this framework is it's only a 4-part framework. It's who are you trying to influence right now? Is it a guest? Is it an employee? Is it who you're trying to influence? Question 1. Question 2, what are their insights? What do they care about? What does this frontline person care about? What does the guest care about? What does the kid care about? What does the teenager care about versus the 11-year-old? Question number 3, what's the outcome? What's the promise? We're good at this. Hey, come and you're going to have fun and have family connection. That's the promise. And then question 4, what's the because? We're going to deliver this promise differently or better than everyone else. That's because. And so the framework works the same regardless of who you're trying to influence. And you can put it to work whether you're trying to retain a customer and get them to come back the next time, trying to get them to come in the first time. And these are the same kinds of strategies that we used when we were trying to get restaurant customers to come in, or at Procter & Gamble when we're trying to get you to buy more Tide, or a new product, a new version of Tide that just came out, or at Coors. Why would you buy this beer versus that beer when beer all kind of tastes the same?
Oh, did you just say that, Gerry? Is that insight right there?
Yeah, and I'm going to imagine some of your people sell beer at some of their venues. Heck yeah, they do. And so that's part of the entertainment space. In Red Robin, we sold a lot of beer. One of the funny things at Red Robin, you talk about insights. Question number 2, what are your insights? I oversaw, among other things, insight gathering for our customers at Red Robin. One of the things I found out was that 25% of the customers, the adult customers that walked in our door at Red Robin, didn't realize we had a bar. 30% of the footprint of a Red Robin is the bar. You walk past it to go to the dining room. I'm like, I think we have an opportunity to sell more beer, which is, by the way, a high margin item. Yeah. Insights into what is the mindset and the knowledge base of your customer. What do they know about you? A lot of times what I find when I work with companies is that many times their most powerful becauses, the things that make them the best option, are also their best kept secrets. They just know them. They think people know this stuff, and they assume people know things that they don't know. And so one of the things that we do is we dig up all those great pieces of proof about what makes you special versus everyone else. and we make sure that we put it in front of your customers at the right time in the right place in your sales process, in your sales flow, whatever that might be.
We have so much to look forward to between January 19th and January 21st at IAAPA FEC Summit in New Orleans. We're going to put the website right there on the screen where you can go ahead and register today to join Gerry. You're going to be on stage and you're going to share even more insight. I feel as if we could continue to talk and talk and talk all morning long. Gerry O'Brion, thank you so much. We're talking about how you can become more educated when it comes to the brand. That's one of our themes at IAAPA FEC Summit 2025. Gerry, you're going to be there. The name of your book, give it to us one more time.
They buy your because. Look, it's animated. Go to Amazon and find it if you want to pre-read or listen. You can listen to it as well, and you'll hear my voice for 6 hours straight.
Wow. All right.
That's
a tease as well. And you'll be signing copies of that book if we bring it with us, correct?
Yeah, we have, bring it on. I got pens. I'm ready.
Perfect. Gerry O'Brion, thank you so much for the gift of your time and your insight, and we can't wait to learn more from you in New Orleans at IAAPA FEC Summit 2025, taking place January 19th through the 21st.
Wonderful. I'll see you there.